You're listening to TurkishSoccer.com's Turkish Football and Turkish Super League podcast. Hello, everyone. My name is Ahmet Turgut. Welcome to a brand new edition of Turkish Football, Turkish Super League podcast. Next 15 minutes, we will recap what happened in the week 2. Also, we'll recap what happened in the 2 European competitions for Turkish teams. So stay tuned for those. Also, at the end, we'll preview week 3 coming up, starting on Friday, which is tomorrow. So stay tuned for next 15 minutes, jam-packed, full with information, Turkish football podcast. Well, let's recap what happened in the week 2 first, before we go into European competitions, what happened for the Turkish teams. In the week 2, if we headline them, if we recap them, there were 33 goals scored. Beşiktaş and Galatasaray won. Fenerbahçe tied. And Trabzonspor had a bye. And actually, it was a chaotic weekend, if you ask me. In the first match in Konya, even though Galatasaray won 2-1, I think the young referee and the VAR officials on top did a lousy job. We're still talking about the VAR officials in the Turkish Super League, also Turkish referees who are not experienced to ref in the Turkish Super League. We'll get to that chaos, but I think we want to start the week 2 on Friday when Konyaspor hosts Galatasaray. Galatasaray beat Konyaspor 2-1, even though in this match, as I said, the referee made some crucial calls. With that win, Galatasaray, the reason why they played this match on Friday, because they had a Champions League playoff match, first leg match on Wednesday. It was an away match against Young Boys. We'll talk about that when we come to the European competitions. On Saturday, there were matches. Kayserispor at home won against Sivasspor. Actually, Sivasspor beat Kayserispor 2-1. Göztepe, the match, the chaos that happened there, even though Fenerbahçe was leading 2-0 at the half. In the second half, after chaos started happening off the pitch, and Göztepe came back to tie this match against Fenerbahçe. Fenerbahçe lost 2 golden points in this match. Now, the chaos I'm talking about, you probably heard it. It was all over the news in the Turkish media, also world media. Fenerbahçe president Ali Koç, without the credentials to walk on the pitch, on the sideline of pitch, he walked through the pitch, and then he went to where the Fenerbahçe fans were watching the game. That was no. I think that's one reason why today Fenerbahçe Turkish Football Association came up with the fines, gave Göztepe 2 home match ban. They will not play their home matches in Izmir. And Ali Koç was fined with 504,000 Turkish lira fine, along with his helper, administrator. For him, it was 336,000 Turkish lira fine. So the chaos ended with some fines, but the talk of the story is still going on. I think what happened in Izmir, and that was just not good. Both sides. I think the person that attacked Ali Koç when he walked on the pitch sideline got fined for 90 days. He was one of the officials for Göztepe. He will not be in any stadium for 90 days. He actually pushed Ali Koç from the back. That was also very ugly too. And as I said in the beginning, of a president of a club without the credentials should never walk on the side of the pitch and the stadium. That was no. So the chaos started already. Week 2, I don't know what's going to happen. This early season, we're talking about another chaos in the very early weeks of Turkish Super League. Adana Demirspor, the team who hasn't won match yet at home lost to Rizespor 2-1. And Başakşehir at home won against Alanyaspor 4-2. And Beşiktaş, probably the best team so far playing real football in the Turkish Super League, beat Antalyaspor 4-2, even though Antalyaspor scored the first goal in the first minute by Samadio, and Beşiktaş came back with Immobile, scored 2 goals, Rafa Silva and Mucci. And the other goal by Samadio scored Antalyaspor's second goal. So Beşiktaş looked good. Beşiktaş new transfers are looking good so far. Immobile, probably best striker. He scored so far between the Super Cup match and this match. He has 4 goals in Turkey. And Rafa Silva, probably one of the best midfielders right now in the Turkish Super League, looks good. He's probably the brain of Beşiktaş. But the only thing we see with Beşiktaş problem is the defense. Left fullback and right fullback. The Beşiktaş defense does not look good. And Gaziantep at home lost to Samsunspor 1-0. Eyüpspor beat Bodrumspor 4-1. 2 newcomers. And Hatayspor and Kasımpaşa tied 1-1. And as I said, Trabzonspor had a bye. So after these scores, results, week 2 ended. The first place team, Beşiktaş, with 6 points, and second place team, Galatasaray, also with 6 points. And Eyüpspor moved into third place with 4 points. Fourth place team, there are at least 5 teams with 4 points. Başakşehir, fourth place. Fifth place team, Rizespor, with 4 points. Sixth place team, Fenerbahçe, with 4 points. Fenerbahçe was in fourth place last weekend. They dropped down to 6th place. 7th place, Sivasspor, also with 4 points. There are 3 teams with 3 points in the standings. 8th place, Konyaspor, with 3 points. They were in 2nd place at the end of the first weekend. They dropped down to 8th place. In 9th place team, Gaziantep, with 3 points. They were in 5th place in the end of the first weekend. Samsun in the 10th place with 3 points. There's one team with 2 points. That is 11th place, Göztepe. And there are 5 teams with 1 point only. 14th place, Trabzonspor. 13th place, Kasımpaşa. And 14th place, Hatayspor. And 15th place, Alanya. And 16th place, Antalya. All have only 1 point. There are 3 teams without any points or point. Kayserispor, 0 point in the 17th place. 18th place, Adana Demirspor has no point. And 19th place, the newcomer, Bodrumspor, have 0 point. So that is what's the standings look after week 2. Let's get to try to recap what happened for you guys in the European competitions. As you know, Galatasaray trying to get to the Champions League. They had first leg playoff match against Young Boys. Well, I want to say a lot of good things for Galatasaray, but in this match also, Galatasaray did not look good at all. Before they scored that 2 goals against Young Boys could have had this match like 4 or 5-0. First half, they look awful. But the second half, with the substitutions come in, especially Batshuayi, the savior for Galatasaray this season, I think, the new transfer from Fenerbahçe. Batshuayi also played, first time when he came to Turkey, he played for Beşiktaş. After playing Beşiktaş, he went to Fenerbahçe. Now he went to Galatasaray. But he's the goal scorer right now for Galatasaray. Young Boys, a tough team. Not a good team, but they're a very physical team. like I said, if Okan Buruk didn't make those changes in the second half, even though they lost this match 3-2, the second leg match is very important in Istanbul. So young boys, they have to at least play better. One thing I see ever since Davinson Sanchez got hurt, injured, Galatasaray does not look good like we know the Galatasaray. So a lot of mistakes were happened in this match, but in the first match, Galatasaray lost this match 3-2. Next match will be happening next Wednesday after the week 3. But Galatasaray does not have a match this coming weekend along with Başakşehir and Trabzonspor. And Beşiktaş will have a bye in the week 3. We'll talk about that too. In the Europa League competition, Beşiktaş, even though they were winning 3-1 in Sweden, Lugano came back to tie the match 3-3. And Beşiktaş did not look good. As I said in the beginning of the Turkish Super League podcast, their defense looks awful. They have to shape up on defense. So the first match for the Europa League playoff match, it was 3-3 tie for Beşiktaş. Their second match coming up next Thursday after week 3. As I said, Beşiktaş will not play in week 3 because they have a bye. And Başakşehir was away along with Trabzonspor in the Conference League. Başakşehir tied against St. Patrick's Athletics 0-0. And Trabzonspor also tied against St. Gallen 0-0 ties. Both of these teams will have their second leg matches in Turkey. We'll see what happens after the Thursday if they qualify to go into a conference league. Now, week 3 will start on Friday, but as I said, Galatasaray Gaziantep match will not play. That match will probably be played on 24th, 25th, or 26th of September. Trabzonspor Kayseri's match on weekend. This weekend will not be playing because of the European competitions. Their matches will be happening on 17th, 18th, or 19th of September. Beşiktaş will have bye this weekend, and Samsunspor Başakşehir match will probably be played on 17th, 18th, and 19th, one of those days on September. So we have a very, very small week 3 matches coming up. Starts on Friday, which is tomorrow. And the first match of only one match on Friday. Alanyaspor will host Göztepe. On Saturday, there are 2 matches. Sivasspor will be at home against Eyüpspor, and Bodrumspor will host Konyaspor. On Sunday, Kasımpaşa will host Adana Demirspor. Rizespor will be at home against Fenerbahçe. This probably the match of the weekend, and Antalya will host Hatayspor. So, after busy weekend and busy midweek, between week 2 matches and then playoff matches for Turkish teams in the European competition that ended today on Thursday, and the week 3 starts on Friday. Good thing, these teams that are playing in the European competitions, they are not having matches this weekend again. Beşiktaş, Galatasaray, Başakşehir, Trabzonspor will not play this weekend again. Beşiktaş, the reason why they're not playing, because they have a bye. Because we have 19 teams, every weekend one team will sit down, will have a bye in the Turkish Super League. So listen to my podcast, wherever you listen to your podcast. Also visit me on Facebook, Turkish Soccer, Turkish Football page. Also on Instagram, Turkish Soccer. So this is it for this podcast. We'll talk to you after next Thursday again, after the European competitions happen. Good luck to all the teams. Let's not have another chaos weekend in the Turkish Super League. Bye-bye.